So what brings you out today?
No King's Day.
And why specifically are you out supporting No King's Day?
I think protest is important.
Why are you protesting?
How much time do you have?
A couple minutes. And what's the main reason you're out here protesting President Trump?
I don't agree with a lot of the decisions that are being made.
Is there any decision in particular you disagree with?
Okay, so I would start with, well, I don't even think it's appropriate for me to have this interview.
The far right, seeing Trump and Vance and Charlie Kirk and all, you know, they are white fascist supremacists. Why? Why? Yeah. You're trying to understand why I think Trump is a racist.
Yeah, I'm asking for an explanation. Yeah.
Wow. Let me pinpoint it because it's been an accumulation of knowing about him for the last 20 years in New York. I can't really say why I think he's racist. That's like saying, you know, he's a white guy.
Who would you like to be the president?
Kamala Harris right now, but she didn't win. But
can I point out something that we say no kings and no authoritarianism, but Kamala Harris, no one voted for her.
Yes, they did. Half the country voted for her, so let's not go there.
No one was voted for her to be the nominee.
Yes, they did.
Isn't that what, like, authoritarian?
You're going down the wrong road right now with me. I wouldn't go any further.
What does that mean?
I'm not going to talk to you anymore. That's what it means.
I just think it's ironic that no one voted for her to be the nominee. They just selected her like a king gets selected, right?
But keep it to yourself, okay? Bye. Have a good day. See ya. Take care.
What's your other sign say?
You don't need to see it.
Okay.
None of your business.
All right, thank you.
All right. Happy American Pride Month, okay, guys? All right. So it's good to see you guys. I see Intergalactic Wrangler in the chat. I keep dead naming you, okay? Intergalactic Trump is in the chat. Oh, he's back to Intergalactic Wrangler. Sorry. Okay. He had to switch it back. And then we have Gardening as usual. Thank you for being in the chat and keeping it warm. And JM21999 is in the chat. Okay. So today we're going to be looking at several stories. One, we're going to look at the absolute meltdown that's going on about Trump interfering, according to the left, with FIFA's decision. Meanwhile, historically, I'm told that FIFA has not been fair, during certain games that the United States has played at the World Cup. So suddenly they change a decision and it becomes, the effect of Trump, and leftists are losing their minds everywhere. And there are actually some Americans who are rooting for the United States team to lose today. We're going to talk about that for a bit. Then we're going to look at Graham Plattner, okay? The poop has hit the fan and people are beginning to jump ship, but we're going to examine the latest accusations against Graham Plattner, and then you guys let me know what you think in the chat. And finally, we're going to look at a few patriotic symbolisms, because we have the U.S. Marines doing something in New York, and then we also have a body cam video that we'll be looking at today. I'm going to leave that as a surprise. Okay, so in case you guys, I hope I haven't spoiled the show. Okay, usually I like to surprise you with the stories, but it's always great to let you guys know what we're doing. But first off, JM21999 says, watching these videos show me that liberals will breed themselves out of existence. And guys, I think that's true. They believe that that women's healthcare for women is giving them the right to murder their children. So essentially, if we go by their logic, okay, murdering your kids whenever you conceive so you can have more wanton sex is women's health. And they will give themselves health in that format. And the rest of us will keep having kids. We'll encourage our kids to keep having more kids. And we should train our kids to understand that conservative values, conservative Christian values built Western civilization. We train them to honor that and to resist the temptation to believe socialist, Marxist, demonic values. So let's jump into this video. Speaking of demonic values, here's Sonny Hostin. Sonny Hostin has a severe case of America derangement syndrome. And here's what she says about how she reacts whenever she sees an American flag. This is crazy, but let's have a listen.
And I said this on this show many years ago, because this is my 10th year on the show. And I said there are times when I walk into a community and I see American flags all over the community, and I suddenly feel unsafe because there is a section of this country that has co-opted the American flag, and they equate being an American or an American flag with white supremacy, and that should never be the symbol of white supremacy, but they have weaponized.
Because the flag belongs to all of us.
It does belong to all of us. But those men were wearing a flag on their
Well, the flag belongs to all of us. The rainbow belongs to God and to all of us, but you guys don't have any problems with the rainbow being co-opted for the month of June towards an ideology and a practice and a way of life that God, in his letter to us, the Bible, tells us he thinks is an abomination. He says it's an abomination. All right. I'm looking over my shoulder at YouTube, but look, we're not going to duck or mealy mouth around some of these things. There will be live streams where we have to say the truth. We might try to say it in a more palatable, decent way, but we do have to say the truth. And the word abomination is the word God uses in his letter to us. Gardening says she is so ridiculous. I agree. She's supposed to be a lawyer. She's supposed to be educated, and she's paid millions and millions of dollars. She has private security. And so she suddenly sees American flags and feels unsafe. So what is it that makes her safe? Okay, the hammer and sickle on a red background, is that what makes her safe? Because they don't have any problems with the Marxists. They don't have any problems with those guys gaining power. She's fine about it. But the red, white, and blue, she's suddenly having a severe mental breakdown because of the red, white, and blue. Now, speaking of the red, white, and blue, the red, white, and blue was created during the Revolutionary War against the British. And the United States won that war. All right? They won. You guys won that war. However, in this next video, we're going to see British nationals who are Antifa agitators attacking a patriot. Okay, you're going to see this, and it's just insane that the British think that so these British think that they can come into the United States and side with the people who are trying to destroy it from within.
Not in my ear. Not in my ear. Yeah, not in my ear. Get that fucking mic out of my face. You're in public property. Get the fuck out of my face! 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 Don't interact with the group. No, this is public property. We're journalists. Okay, actually, it's a permanent event.
These people are not well.
Just because it's a permanent event, you can. Just because it's a permanent event doesn't mean it's public property.
You go on that side of the street. Yeah, public safety. Sir,
it's public property.
I'm not pushing on you. You're going to go to jail.
I'm not pushing on you.
I'm
not attempting to push on you. Okay, where do I have to walk?
On this side, on this line right here.
Okay.
On this line, you can trail it right here as much as you want, sir.
Wait, First Amendment communication team. He's the First Amendment communication team stopping me from covering an event on public property.
I thought I had equal protection under the law. What happened to that? I am crossing. Can you stop him from following my cameraman? No. I would like you to stop him from following us.
You're not doing anything. You're allowed to do that.
Oh, I'm allowed to follow him? Yeah, come on. I'm allowed to follow like that?
So the guy that's covering up his camera is British.
Wait, I thought I wasn't allowed to go up to the group. They just went up to me. Well, why is he allowed to go up to my cameraman? That's the First Amendment squad here in Washington, D.C. What a joke.
Anyway, guys, that's our street level look at what went on the 4th of July on Saturday. British nationals coming in to protest and to essentially get in the face of this citizen journalist trying to cover their meltdown. They aren't celebrating the United States. They're simply screaming that the United States should be burnt to the ground because they don't like the fact that America is the greatest country in the world. All right. JM says she, speaking of Sonny Hostin, always talks about corruption, but never mentions her doctor husband and his shady dealing. That's true. All we ask of the left is that they be consistent with their position. And we're going to look at it with the Graham Plattner situation because it's hilarious. These guys, especially Rouhana, we're going to get to him in a bit. All right. So they talk about freedom of speech. Okay. They want First Amendment protections, but they prevent you from having your own First Amendment protections. He's trying to cover the so-called protest, but they won't let him because it's against their freedom of speech for him to let them speak and let the world know what they think. And I think they've gotten smarter because they know that their supporters and their protesters are complete imbeciles. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to communicate their ideas because their ideas are totally stupid. And so now it's essentially keep them from talking. Don't talk to them, else you're going to expose us as being complete morons. That's true. Intergalactic Wrangler says Betsy Ross in 1776 designed the American flag, but it's not proven fact that she made the first flag. Yeah, so that wasn't essentially documented properly, but she got her name in the history books, so that's fine. Now let's get to the news that is making all these leftists lose their minds. President Trump reached out. Okay, so let's listen to the news. You guys may have heard of it, but let's just watch this together.
I don't care to hear things like this. Axios reporter says, for what it's worth, two sources told me the same thing. Trump called Infantino to understand the rules, didn't make a specific ask, and was told it was being independently reviewed. They're certainly not going to take Trump's word for it, who said, I didn't tell FIFA what to do. I asked for a review. But here's more from MS Now co-host Simone Sanders Townsend. On this red carpet reversal, she says this: the FIFA story is interesting, and there are real questions there about access, influence, and how the presidency is being used. But I think the bigger question is, where is the level of urgency when it comes to the lives of the American people? Brian? Goodness gracious.
Have you been following the guy who works 20 hours a day on behalf of the American people? You might not like his policies. You could say, I don't like the policies on behalf of the American people. But if he didn't care about the American people, he'd be still doing real estate.
How about the reporter who says there's now a cloud over the game?
You could put that cloud over the game. My sense is that a lot of people don't understand soccer to begin with, and they want the cloud back. And they said they have a chance to put Trump in and make it a controversial situation when he had more for the World Cup coming here to begin with than anybody else. And what he's trying to say is, too, they were saying, why is Donald Trump staying away from all the World Cup games? I thought he wanted to see it. So he's letting it play out. He was getting criticism for not showing up.
No matter what Trump does, he doesn't show up for the games. Oh, he's not showing up. He didn't really care about the games. He got the World Cup only because of his ego. Now he calls and says, hey, one of our star players seems to have gotten a raw deal. Help me understand the rules of the game. Oh, look, he's interfering with the sport. And we heard it from this report. Essentially, the response he got was that a committee was looking into that red card. And now it was reversed. And a bunch of leftists are essentially melting down, claiming that, oh my goodness, Trump has put a cloud over the game. You guys never cared about soccer to begin with. You guys didn't care. You guys didn't care about the game. You don't understand the rules. You care more about basketball or other things, and it's America. Okay, soccer is an emerging sport in America for the most part. It's not as big as the Super Bowl, for example, in the United States. But it's big everywhere else in the world. Americans are getting more and more acquainted with the game. You know, you guys hosted the World Cup in 1994, and now you're hosting it, again, or co-hosting it with Canada and Mexico, which is amazing. Americans get to know this about the sport. But you guys didn't care about the sport until Trump got involved. And that's the hypocrisy of these losers, okay? They don't have anything substantial to talk about. The only theme they run with is Trump evil, Trump bad, Trump corrupt, Trump lazy. Oh, look, Trump is sick. Oh, Trump. What's going to happen to these people when Trump leaves office? I think they're going to just shut down their stations. Now, here's Trump in his own words, okay? He hosted a press conference and someone asked him about his call to the FIFA president. Let's have a look. Okay, hold on. We're keep the chat coming, okay? I love getting derailed by the chat, but let's watch President Trump himself talk about his engagement with FIFA.
So I saw the play, and I'm a person that loves sports and was a good athlete, and I understand sports really well. And that wasn't a foul. That wasn't even an infraction. That was two guys running full speed that happened to crash into each other. You can't take your foot and properly place it on somebody else's foot when you're going, no, these were two great athletes that got tangled up, and this referee, who is a little bit suspect, if you check his past. I don't want to say that because I don't like to create controversy, but very suspect. If you'd like, I'll provide you with the past. He made a call that nobody could believe. Even people on the other side, they say, oh, we got lucky. Wow, and it's very interesting. They say they don't show them in slow motion. And I never realized that. I never heard of that before, that they're not allowed to review in slow motion because it's so different. Because you'll take one little quarter of a second and you'll see that a hand is touching a neck, or you see...
Which is something that I find funny, okay? FIFA for years now have had this this review system where if there's a controversial call, they go back to the recording, and then the ref has to review the recording to see if the ball did cross the line, if something took place that warranted a penalty, and so on. But it seemed like the decision to give Balogun, that's how it's pronounced because his parents are originally Nigerian, is Balogun, not Balogun, or however it is you guys call it. Okay, but okay, I digress. President Trump, okay, I watched someone review President Trump's speech on this, and he said, look, I love Trump, but Trump doesn't know what he's talking about because Trump is essentially, he's holding a press conference, okay? He's holding a press conference, and he's just talking, and he's like, oh, it's just that, look, the man works 20 hours a day or more, okay? He doesn't have time to follow sports or review the game. The one sport he understands is the UFC. Okay, knock the other guy out. If you're standing, you're the winner. Easy to understand. Or boxing, easy to understand. But all these other subtle games, it's hard to follow. All right. It's pronounced okay. Let's keep listening.
Something. Whereas when you see it in fast motion, it will look like two guys collided, which is really what happened. They got sort of entangled. He didn't do anything wrong, and he's our best player or one of our best players, a very, vital player. And he gave him a red card. I didn't know what that meant. I didn't think it meant much. Then I started hearing that means he can't play in the next game, at least in the next game. I said, boy, that's a big, if it happened to another player, it would have been unfair. But when they take your best player, or just about, they have some great players, and they say you can't play, that's very unfair. That's, it's one thing to penalize somebody for the game, but how do you penalize them for a game that hasn't been played yet? It's very unfair. You can't do that. So, yes, I asked for a review by FIFA. I spoke to a man who's highly respected, and by the way, whose level of respect has gone up tenfold. And he was good before this started, but he really pushed it in this country. I'm the one that got them to do it. It was not Biden. Biden was asleep. I got him.
Trump just finds a way to lay into Biden and the Democrats. Like, he was asked about the red card, and he just he finds a way to include them in his, oh my goodness.
In fact, it was very sad because I got him to do it. And if the progression was normal, I would have been retired. Now, the Democrats are saying, man, we should have just let him have his way. We would have had him gone. But I said, the saddest thing is I got the Olympics.
So Trump essentially is like, look, I called them. They reversed it. I like the idea. I like the decision. And we have leftists saying that because Trump got involved, they are going to root for the Belgians. That's essentially what we're hearing. Dave Portnoy had this to say about Americans who have decided that because Trump got involved in the World Cup game, they are going to root for the other guy.
I'm going to need some fact checking from fact check people. But I've seen a lot of talk that this has been done before in the World Cup. Like Ronaldo had his suspension pushed off, a bunch of things. So it's not the first time this has ever happened. It was the right call. And this has united a nation. I'll also say, and I know, T-Bob, you're not a Trump guy, and I don't know people's politics. If you are against this and you're a United States citizen, deported. I want you out of the country. If you have a problem with this guy playing because you're letting politics get in the way and you don't like Trump place a phone call and you think this is wrong, deported. I want you on the first bus, plane, train. See ya. Go live somewhere else. This is about winning soccer.
Now, soccer is a small part of this. Remember how they were rooting for the Iranian army, the IRGC. They wanted the IRGC to murder, to kill American troops in order to stick it to Trump. Like, this is peanuts compared to what they were saying 3 months ago. All right? Now, before I read the chat, okay, I want us to look at, because this stink, okay, that the left is raising has, like, it's mainstream, and on Piers Morgan's show, okay, they discussed it.
Donald Trump has proudly boasted that he rings up Gianni Infantino, the head of FIFA, several times, and he says to him, look, this is wrong. This call was wrong. He shouldn't have got the red card. Therefore, he shouldn't be suspended. Therefore, you should look at this again. And Infantino seems to have rolled over, changed the rules specifically for the American superstar in America's World Cup, and now suddenly Balogun plays. Now, regardless of what happens tonight, because they're playing tonight, he might score, he might not, they might win, they might not. But the principle, Simon, of what's happened here, what do you make of it?
I think you've described it in the right way. If you start taking away the integrity and authenticity of the circumstance, we can debate the fact that the rule is a bad rule, that you can't appeal these situations.
Yes.
We can look at the actual offence in of itself and say it wasn't a red card. But by the same token, you have a set of rules and everyone's got to abide by them. And we all know that if Keir Starmer, I mean, everyone would ignore Keir Starmer's call, but if Keir Starmer was to phone up, or someone of, let's say, the Paraguayan president was to phone up FIFA and say, I would like to have a discussion about this particular circumstances, they'd have got to go for the multiply response. So,
well, imagine if Belgium did it.
Well, that's
before
my point.
their game with the USA, right?
Whoever
imagine if they got the head of Belgium, Prime Minister, President rings up and says, we want this rescinded.
it
would be laughed out.
It would have been ignored. The challenge for me is I don't necessarily blame Trump for doing it because I think that's his stock in trade. That's what's baked into his thinking.
Yeah.
I hold FIFA entirely accountable for this response to it. It is those guys that need to answer it, not the reasons why Trump is a liberty taker and pushing the envelope. And by the way, US soccer will be complicit in this. This isn't just a situation that Trump suddenly looked at something, which he probably doesn't even know what he's looking at. Someone's prompted the thinking within the confines of it. But the idea that FIFA aren't accountable for this and shouldn't be reviewed comes to my mind, Piers, about what FIFA have become and what they are.
So the language that we're going to continue hearing is, oh, FIFA has been corrupted or FIFA has changed, and there are claims that FIFA hasn't done it before. And here's me fact-checking it, okay, on Grok. I asked Grok, has FIFA reversed a red card decision at a World Cup before? And Grok got back to me and said, yes, but it is extremely rare at the World Cup, especially in the modern era of automatic red card suspensions. It's happened before in 1962, and in non-World Cup games, FIFA has used provisions like Article 27 and so on. So whenever these people scream about, oh, it hasn't been done before, guys, just open Grok, ask Grok, has this happened before? You'll find out that most of them are full of it. Secondly, FIFA made a decision that has been made before in the past. They see a bad call and they reverse the suspension. All right. Now look at this. In other competitions, for instance, Cristiano Ronaldo received a red card in 2025 World Cup qualifiers and had part of his suspension suspended, keeping him available for the tournament. Why does FIFA do things like this? Because FIFA knows that if a Cristiano Ronaldo doesn't attend a match, people aren't going to show up. Okay? So if you have an American game where it appears that the American team is hobbled and may not win, will the seats be filled up? Like, FIFA made this decision possibly to protect its own bottom line. That's what I think, okay? I might be wrong. I might be enthusiastic about the entire situation because someone I like is mixed up in it. All right. Now, let me ask you a question, okay? If you were the president of the United States and something you felt didn't go well for your side, for the American team, would you pick up the phone to call FIFA? Now, so just let me know your answer in the chat or in the comment section, because people like this guy, okay, and that's why I just look at these guys as hypocrites, okay? People like this guy will talk a big game of, oh, you have to be a person of integrity, you have to be someone who lives above the fray. But these guys, their hands are so murky and shitty. They are involved in all sorts of corruption. They want you to think that they are above it all, but they are all a bunch of hypocrites. All right. So I will say, I have had my teams on the receiving end of bad decisions. Okay, I stopped following soccer years ago because I got tired of having my heart broken. Okay, we go for competitions, we do great. Either our players are careless and they lose, or I feel like the officiating isn't fair. Okay, now if I were to go back in time to those times when I felt the officiating wasn't fair, and I could pick up the phone and call FIFA, I would. So when people like this, complain and mewl and squeal about things like this, I don't take them seriously. All right, I don't take them seriously. Now let's get into the chat. Okay, let's get into the chat. There's one more person who we're gonna play afterwards. I like his takes because he's quite level-headed. Okay, so Intergalactic Wrangler says Trump is a little busy. Okay, let's see. Intergalactic Wrangler says I don't follow either sport. Okay, now JM had agreed with you, saying that it's true that Trump is very busy, and then JM says my son loves soccer now, and all his friends are into soccer. And that's the thing. FIFA is doing this for FIFA. If FIFA can get the entire North American continent hot on soccer, okay, that is a $1 billion deal for FIFA that they will be reaping for the next 50 years. They know it. And so if they can get the United States, kids in the United States and their parents hot on soccer, it's going to go through the roof. Interest in the European League and everything going on around the world, soccer wise, will just winning the North American continent is huge. Okay, so kids are getting hooked on soccer. My 3-year-old sat with me to watch a game. Okay, and if he keeps doing that, he's gonna grow up to become a fan. 20 years from now, it could possibly, you're saying the same thing, it could possibly be near the top for popularity of sports, right now in the middle of NFL, MLB, NBA, and NHL. And the way these other leagues are behaving, okay, with all the woke insertions and so on, it's very likely that will happen. It's very likely. It's likely. Gardening says no one knows sports more than him. Yeah, no one knows. Look, no one knows about anything more than President Trump. No one, no, he knows everything. Okay, he knows everything. He knows everything about everything. Okay, so please, don't take him lightly. Okay, he's a genius. Gardening says, I love those videos of him where he says no one knows this and that more than him. Yeah, Trump is a gigantic troll. All right, he's a gigantic troll. And if you don't understand what Trump is doing, all right, you'll be frowning and losing your mind like everybody else. Oh, how could he say that? And you're looking at Trump and you're like, and you can see the twinkle in his eye. Look, he just lied, or he just told a fat one. Okay, that is Trump. Okay, and of course we'll have people who say, "Oh, you're making excuses for Trump. You're a Trump shill." I'm like, guys, we own up to the fact that our guy, tells lies. We catch him in lies and look, he just told a lie. Okay, he just told a lie. We say it, but you guys swear that the fart or the shit from the butts of your politicians doesn't stink. Graham Plattner, we're getting to him soon. Graham Plattner, he does all these things. Oh no, he's totally fine. Goodness, we've been talking about soccer for 33 minutes. I didn't know that we were going to take this long, okay? I wasn't, okay, so it's pronounced Algay, Mr. Pronunciation. Okay. I'm going to stop creating pronunciations and I'm just going to allow you, only when we're talking about Algay. Okay, only when we talk about algae, correcting our pronunciation. Inside joke. JM says, Sleepy Joe. Look, he takes every opportunity to get into why Sleepy Joe failed. Okay, and I know why he's doing it. Okay, Trump understands the media. Remember when they refused to air his speeches, where they would cut him off whenever he was campaigning? Okay, they would refuse to show the phone numbers of places where you could donate because the left-wing media was actively working against Trump returning as president. Now, Trump is taking every opportunity to sell his presidency. And when I say sell his presidency, to show that his presidency is more valuable than the Biden presidency. He's taking every opportunity to remind people because people forget. So he's reminding everybody about what happened during the Biden years. The great Kim Clement, yes, once mentioned that America will enter 2 phases of the spirit of Ahab. Then Judas or traitors will seek the destruction of America. I know Kim Clement. I haven't heard that word from him before. I'd like to watch that. JM says, absolutely, I would call. It's a big business, and what it is good for, and it is good for business. It's all about the money. They all know it. These people, okay, these people are communists, okay? As long as what's happening is fitting their agenda, okay? Profits be damned, okay? They have their ways of raising funds. All they want is that, they're looking for a tool that can be used to make Trump look bad. All right. JM also agrees with me. Trump doesn't just Trump doesn't lie. He just exaggerates at times. He knows exactly what he's doing. Look, Trump is, look, I would not do what Trump does, okay? Because he's a master at manipulating the press and the left. He is. All right. Trump has successfully gotten the left to support terrorism. He has successfully gotten them to support open borders. He's gotten them to support the IRGC. He's essentially taken every mainstream common sense position and left them with the fringes. And that's what they're fighting for. You're like, excuse me, you want boys in girls' locker rooms, and they're forced to tell you that it is the best thing that has ever happened since the coming of Jesus Christ. Well, of course, they don't acknowledge Jesus Christ, okay? Like, that is a human right. And now he's gotten his next trick, he's gotten them to essentially defend communism and Nazis. So let's jump into the Graham Plattner story. All right. I've skipped one video because we're not. I'm not managing the time efficiently. Breaking news: another woman has come forth accusing, surprise, accusing Graham Plattner of sexual assault. How can Democrats continue to defend this abusive behavior? They have a track record of supporting anyone who is extreme enough for their current voter base. Let's listen to this report. I forgot to switch screens.
A Maine woman has accused Maine Democratic Senate nominee Graham Plattner of sexual assault. Now, according to the allegations, she recalled to the outlet about a 2021 encounter. This is what she said, her quote, "I remember him grabbing my pelvis and being really forceful of me. I remember the specific moment where I thought to myself, like, this is no longer my choice," end quote. Now, Plattner has posted a direct-to-camera video on X. We're working on getting that to show our viewers, but he is denying the accusations. But he's also added he's taking time to reflect what this means for his campaign. Where does this leave the campaign? Julie, I'll start with you.
Look, this is just the latest accusation or allegation to really rock the campaign. And I think, I believe this is the first allegation we've seen of sexual assault against Graham Plattner. So this is, obviously very serious. And it's really just a list piling up against him. And it's just negative story after negative story. So, in terms of where he goes from here, I think it's very telling that he's going to take time off. I think it's becoming very difficult for Democrats to defend him.
Well, they've tried to protect him and keep him from essentially getting kicked out. And they know that this is going to be a domino effect. Here's Elizabeth Warren, essentially supporting a Nazi. All right. This is Elizabeth Warren saying that calling Graham Plattner her kind of man.
That's my kind of man. That's my kind of man.
Look, the Democrats have just created campaign resources for the Republicans. I'm just laughing, but look, will the Republicans capitalize on all of this? I don't know, because I'm looking at John Thune, okay, with the SAVE Act, and I'm just not buying the fact that they haven't done that yet. Now, they mentioned a video of Graham Plattner essentially he didn't cry, but essentially he's getting out in front of the report, and he's trying to, they have these script writers and PR agents that write these apology scripts where they're like, with all of these things going on, I have no idea what these women are saying, and so on and so on. Okay, and I want to take time to be with my family. Okay, so they essentially use the same publicists or the same people who work with the same publicists.
I wanted to directly address the troubling, serious, and false allegations against me. And
keeps stalling.
The accusation of non-consensual behavior is categorically false. Over the last 10 months, I have been deeply humbled by the faith Mainers have put in me. You have welcomed me into your homes, into your places of work, into your restaurants, into your houses of worship. You have shown that a different kind of politics, one that puts the interests of people over corporations, is not just possible, but is inevitable. This movement we have built, the largest volunteer base in the history of Maine politics, the hundreds of thousands of grassroots donors, and the supporters across the ideological spectrum, we were united in a love of Maine.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so his campaign is over. Okay, so he's using the past tense. His campaign is done. JM says the Nazi is done. Yep. The party that claims that the Republicans are the Nazis essentially wanted to put a Nazi in Congress. How the hell will you support Iran Revolutionary Guard? They claim you support humans and women's rights. Iran behind North Korea and China are amongst the worst offenders of human rights. No, guys, we've already proven that the Democrats are hypocrites. They're hypocrites. JM says John Thune, like the Walking Dead China Mitch, are modern day Judases and are actively working against the good of America. Well, they have to be primaried then. Okay, they have to be primaried. Okay, so John Thune essentially, look, I have Okay, let's see. What do we have on? So here are the Democrats. Okay, so let's not forget what the Democrats have been doing for the last few months, trying to make Graham Plattner a thing. They're trying to make him happen. All right, they're trying to make him happen. All right, so here's row. I attacked the Epstein class Kana.
The Nazi tattoo was something that he owned up to. He said it was a mistake. But Graham has made it clear that there was no evidence of violence. That to me is a red line. He has unequivocally owned up to it, said that it was wrong, that he learned from it.
Why do you think he's your kind of man?
He has apologized and evaluate not who Graham Plattner was, but who Graham Plattner is today.
And I guess I have a view of redemption.
Sounds like a human being to me, a human being who made mistakes, recognizes them, and is very open about it.
Graham Plattner is the fighter we need.
One of the things that drives me crazy, our inability to stand by progressive Democrats or Democrats for that matter because of some dumb thing or inaccurate thing they may have said in their past.
Oh, really? It's only when it's your side doing the dumb things and saying the dumb things or the inaccurate things, okay? But when it's your side, we need to treat them with grace and understanding, and they've grown. But when it's someone else who doesn't vote the same way you do, you want to crucify them and make sure that them and their families and anyone who votes for them is destroyed.
Yours, Graham Plattner?
I'm not overly impressed by a squad of media running around saying, what do you think about the tattoo on Graham Plattner's chest? Between you and me, there might be one or two more important issues.
I did ask.
Yeah, you didn't think that the press insisting that Elon waving to a crowd that was cheering for him after Trump's inauguration, that was all made up and astroturf to make it look like he was giving the Sieg Heil salute. No, you guys lined up doing videos calling him a Nazi. So now you don't want to address the small details.
I did ask if there were any credible allegations of assault, of domestic violence, of rape, of having any inappropriate relationship with a minor, and I made it clear that for me is a red line, and he said no, there is not.
Look, these guys are just hypocrites. If their lips are moving, okay, until they can redeem themselves, and I don't think they're going to. They're just doubling down on more lies and insanity. They are not going to change. Intergalactic Wrangler says they blacklisted Megyn Kelly for blackface. That was in college and at a Halloween party. These people are the most vindictive, hateful, divisive group I have ever seen. And I lived in the third world. I lived in Nigeria for years, and they are very vindictive and divisive. But the Democrats, this version of Democrats, no, they take the cake. All right, they take the cake. All right. So, what do you think? Let's know in the chat and in the comment section. There's a bit of a patriotic story that we'll take a look at before we look at our body cam footage of the day. All right, so in an incredible moment, U.S. Marines are actively carrying out a Central Park, New York City run with the American flag. These guys are going maximum patriot mode in communist Mamdani's New York City. Look, I love this.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm gonna buy a faster computer soon. So guys, I'm sorry for the.
Left, right.
And these are citizens in New York. All right. Wow. And kids.
USA!
Look, this is cool, okay? I like seeing this. I like seeing young people getting involved in things like this. For me, it shows that there's hope. And guys, I'll be honest with you. I don't believe that blue cities are overrun by leftists. I believe that for the Democrats to stay in power, they have to cheat. And that's why they keep winning elections. There are a lot of people who are conservative. There are a lot of people who vote the other way, but the Democrats make sure that they cheat their way into power and they have a stranglehold on power. That's what I believe. So that happened today, which is an amazing sight. All right. And then there's something else that I found online, before we go to the body cam video. All right. So, imagine hating this because you have TDS. Liptards take notes. Foreigners love this country more than you. Look, I'm not an American citizen. I talk and I celebrate the United States because I know what it represents. And I sound more American like a bunch of leftists that I find online who have the privilege of being born in America. But it's always great to see how other people who aren't American respond when they see a glimpse of American greatness. Okay, so here's a Scottish person who was watching the 4th of July fireworks.
It's beautiful. You do this every year?
Yeah, every year.
Happy 4th of July.
Just like you do this every me here. Look at her. I'm sorry, guys. My computer is just acting out. I have to play it again. So it's
a bit loud though. Bloody gorgeous. It's beautiful. You do this every year?
Yeah, every year.
Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July.
That's gorgeous. It's a bit loud though.
Look, this face. Wait, now where's that face? Ah, come on. Where's that face? Where's that face? This is the face that those of us who, oops, great. I have to play this and then find the spot. Oh, missed it. Missed it again. Yes, that face. All right. That's the face that people who come to the United States or North America and see some of the sights and the accomplishments that the United States has made. They see the things you've built. They see the societies you've crafted. They see the laws that are enforced and that has shaped and tamed a wild continent into the greatest country in the world. That is the face we all make. And when I find these people just crashing out and attacking the United States, I feel sorry for them. I feel sorry for them because a lot of them feel like if I go to Wakanda, all right, if I go to Wakanda, I reacted to this video. I'm about to play this video. I reacted to this video last year. And I did a video on the main channel, and I talked about this because I saw this and I was like, you guys think that Africa is Wakanda. And you guys want to say, oh, I'm going to Africa. I'm going to take all my savings and go to Africa. So here's a woke hypocrite who fled white racism to Ghana. And now she's begging to crawl back to America.
But y'all, I'd rather go back to America and deal with the racism in America before I sit here in Africa and deal with the bullshit bribery, the bullshit fraud, the bullshit scams, the bullshit too expensive, the bullshit not having no snacks, the bullshit not having no food, the bullshit electricity, the bullshit hot water, the bullshit, what's that shit called that be coming down? The bullshit animals is scorpions outside the house. It's big ass spiders. It's big ass lizards. Colorful lizards you ain't never seen before. All in the fucking room with you, sleeping with you. All the bullshit people trying to scam you when you go outside thinking you rich. So they trying to get more money off of you. I'm really trying to wrap my head around this shit. I'm really trying to wrap my head around how are Americans coming to Africa and being happy. Please comment down below.
It's not possible. Look, it's not possible unless you're working for the UN. All right? Unless you're working for the UN and they put you up in a gated community, it's not possible. So I'm not going to play the whole video, but she went on and on and on crying. She thought that she was going to Wakanda. All right? Now, before we look at the video, okay, I'm going to read the chat. JM responding to Intergalactic Wrangler's comments on Megyn Kelly said, very true, Intergalactic Wrangler. And they were perfectly fine with Justin Castro of Canada, blackface events. Yeah, they made every excuse in the book. As long as you vote the right way, as long as you're part of their club, you can do no wrong. The moment you step out of line, they bring up all of the sins which they approved and defended years back. They bring them all back and try to cancel you. All right, guys, remember President Trump was their friend, at least for the most part. He was their friend. JM says, God bless America. We are not lost. I don't believe America is lost. It's not. And us saying, okay, America is not lost is good. But I don't want us to get complacent. And that's why I keep talking about these things. I keep talking and talking and talking. We need to do what we need to do. Excuse me, just burped. Intergalactic Wrangler says, good stuff about the fireworks, and crying babies that stop crying and look in awe is the best face. Look, when there's a spectacle that gets a crying baby to stop and look in awe, you know you've accomplished something. You know you have. Intergalactic Wrangler says, the highly advanced, secretive African ethno-state of Wakanda. An ethno-state, look, Wakanda, according to the comics, okay, according to the comic books, was an advanced society in Africa that had technology that was miles or light years ahead of the United States and the West. But they kept it secret. They watched while slavery was happening. They watched while other tribes in Africa destroyed one another. They watched them in abject poverty. They watched them getting exploited by their own leaders and also the West, okay, agents of the West, and they did nothing. And they're supposed to be the heroes. Its capital city, Zana, or the Golden City. Yeah. Look, Africa is not Wakanda. I'll just say that, and let's watch the body cam video of the day. So, guys, cocky YouTuber finally gets what he deserves. That's what we're going to be watching today. So, oops, it just there playing as soon as I open the video. As soon as I open it up. So, all right, so let's watch this together.
After I fucking do this, who the f are you, bro? When an entitled YouTuber pushes officers too far, they decide to bring him in. But they're unaware of the lengths he's willing to go to turn this situation into content. It is around 3 a.m. on the morning of Saturday, November 15th, 2025, and these Miami Beach police officers stationed on Washington Avenue in Miami Beach, Florida, have reached their patience limit with 22-year-old YouTuber Jack Doherty, who broke away from his group and attempted to engage officers to create content for his channel in the middle of the roadway, creating a safety hazard. Despite multiple warnings, Jack continued recording the video, even ignoring his friends as they told him to stop. As a final warning, officers told him that they would arrest him if he didn't comply, to which Jack replied, "Once I'm done with this, bet." And now, as officers move to make good on that warning, they have no idea that Jack is far from done recording them on this day.
What? No. I got him. Hey, yo, you don't want to go neither. Back up. I'm just saying I got him. Back up. Don't worry about it. Back up. No. Back up. No.
Go to the sidewalk, guys. Go to the sidewalk now. Go to the sidewalk now.
The guy thought his bodyguard could protect him from the police.
Now.
You want to be funny? We tell you to get on the street, go on the street.
All right, I'm getting out
the street. Who do you think you are, bro?
I'm getting out the street.
No, you're not. After I do this, who the are you, bro?
I was trying to walk up the street, but you
doesn't matter, bro. All you had to do was get in the sidewalk. That's it. And you want to be funny?
You should have got your man out there. I was trying to.
And that's the bodyguard.
Now, as officers proceed to search him, they immediately find even more reasons to take him to jail. But Jack only sees it as another content opportunity, something the officers have yet to realize.
Hey, free Jack! He's in the water, like, what? He was trying to.
Oh, good.
Can I take that off and give it to someone?
Cannabis.
No, you can't take it off like that. Can I take it off for you? You have to like slide it off your wrist. Like, you can't take it off anyway. Talk. Jeez, big man, you gotta go take it off.
This officer is taking risks, not wearing gloves. Okay.
But no, you really can't take it off that way, sir. Let me slide it off, you know? No.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not even doing that. Listen,
I get you.
I'm just telling you.
I know.
Hey, sidewalk.
We told him a bunch of times.
No. It's not even that.
No, you're cool.
I was telling you genuinely.
Nuisance streamers. Yeah, like this is a problem, okay? Like, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. Where the audience creates people like this. Okay, so maybe he started out with low risk stunts, and then he kept upping the ante because his audience kept crying for more.
No, and I accept your apology, bro. But I get you. You're still irritated by it. I'm not tripping. I'm just letting you know that's not where I'm coming from. That's not where I'm coming from. I got you. That's good, bro. We can't get my watch or someone or no?
What is? I need the watch.
No, but you have to like untape. You have to. I got you. Yeah, thank you. Can you tell him to pull up here, my friend? He can take it off. He can take the watch off 05.
We'll do it at the station, man.
But real, can I just take it off?
We'll do it at the station.
No. Like a timeout.
Guy's entitled.
You really gonna take it? No, this is not the road. No, that's not the road. I'm just asking for that. I'm just asking so he can get an idea what is going on.
He's going to jail.
That's how we gotta learn. That's how we gotta learn.
With officers finding 3 hand-rolled suspected cannabis cigarettes and half of an orange oval-shaped pill marked with a 3, consistent with a Schedule II amphetamine, Jack is immediately brought to the station. And this is where his entitled behavior leads him to pull another move that he will soon regret.
Oh, man.
You'll ask them when you get a chance to. I don't know. As soon as the judge call you in, then you'll be fine.
Respectfully, sir. I'm not trying to
You were already a D-head when they told you to get off the streets and you refused.
Because I don't know. I don't know. What probably no. Probably tomorrow. Maybe. Oh no. This is just a pit stop. All right, come on.
How are you guys?
How are you, bro?
Pretty good, man.
All right.
So now,
I'm sorry, bro.
You guys thought they were my friend. But,
we got you.
No worries. You have the right to remain silent. Everything you will, right? Because no one said that thing.
We're not questioning you.
Oh, really?
You're getting arrested.
Like that.
Are your guys' body cams going?
100%.
That's tough. That's tough. All right. See how it is.
Yeah, the platforms reward this behavior, and that's what I keep mentioning, occasionally. I think I talked about it yesterday about how YouTube, the algorithm, has essentially created a whip where if you start acting in a certain way that pulls in traffic, they begin to push your live streams or your videos harder. For example, if I started now to rant and cuss and get into fights with the chat, YouTube would push this live stream. It would go from, I think there's, I can see 8 people live right now. It will go from 8 to 20 in a heartbeat. Okay, because the platform rewards that kind of behavior. But if we're having a civil conversation and really discussing, well, I'm not going to blame everything on the algorithm. Maybe I'm just boring. Okay, maybe I'm boring. But if we were having like right now we're having a very civil conversation and exchanging ideas, they're like, oh, that's a boring channel. Let's just send people elsewhere. Okay, that's essentially what tends to happen. So platforms will reward extreme behavior, and the creators continue to up the ante because the platform is telling them this is what we want. Do more of this.
Okay. All right. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to remove the handcuff from you. Listen.
Oh, yeah.
And then take all your jewelry out.
Okay.
Socks, sneakers, put it on top of the counter. Yes?
Top of the, what?
Counter.
This might seem like a simple order, but to Jack, it's about protecting his jewelry, and he won't even hesitate to instruct officers on how to preserve it.
I'm knocking out tonight.
Unfortunately not, brother.
When do you think I will?
Tomorrow's Saturday, hopefully tomorrow.
Okay, hopefully.
Oh. Saturday?
Sorry. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm so OCD and shit.
In Nigeria, if you get arrested on a Friday, you're sitting there till Monday. No one is letting you out until Monday.
Nah, I'm suing.
Yeah, all right, you did, bro.
I got insurance on it now, you know what I'm saying?
Take the jewelry off, please.
Yeah. what I do with this, you know?
Take everything off?
You guys can be like careful.
Yeah, of course, man.
I'm so OCD, delicate.
Alright, everything gets documented, you know.
Alright, cool. I'm not excited about that. It's like, you can't like bend it, you know?
His friends outside?
I don't know.
Because I think he wants to hand that over to them.
Can I call him? I'll do anything to give him this so it doesn't have to be here. Please. You would give him
No, it goes right here.
Just my jewelry. I'll do anything.
I'm down for that. Let him. He got his phone, right?
Yeah, it's right here.
Make a phone. Let him make a phone call.
Thank you.
And you know they can take all your jewelry.
Listen,
boss man, Jack.
Yes, sir.
When you give him the order, dog, you gotta do that. Like you could have avoided all of this.
I know. I wish I could have. But like right when I was getting that order, I turned around and boom, my security guard was there. No, but like it was. I know. I'm not gonna like.
That's not what happened.
Yeah.
Have him come to the station.
Yo, you want to come to this? You got my location?
Just give me the address.
How come? Dave has the location, but you can pick up my jewelry.
11 Washington Avenue. 1100
Yeah, pick up my jewelry, you know?
In your car.
You're gonna put all the jewelry in the
pick up my
bag.
jewelry.
In the car.
Matter of fact, yeah, put it all in the bag.
Yeah.
He's gonna go back out and go into your car. Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the guy will walk him in or
The guy will
whatever.
hand it over.
Literally, he's like, hey, you can get this and get his, the person he's giving to, all that 13 that goes in the OIR. I don't want nothing to come up with this problem.
What's your thing?
All right.
No problem. All right.
Sorry, I'm trying to tell him to come here.
All right.
Yo, can you hear me? Hello.
Ain't no video, just phone calls.
It's just not working. Here, I'll put it right here.
All right. I'm taking your jewelry off, man. Come on.
Why is he doing a video call?
Just take off, while you're doing that, take off the jewelry. So you can give it to him.
Oh, you did?
We got his 13? No?
Okay, Intergalactic are saying that documents can be tossed away, log it in the PC with a picture. I don't think they have that process down yet. And then again, while filling out the forms, they still do paperwork. He also said, I had a necklace stolen in jail. Okay, you were in jail, okay. I was in jail once, okay. Short story, I took my sister, we were at an event in the eastern part of Nigeria at a stadium. I took my kid sister and a friend of ours, across the road from the stadium to get snacks at a little kiosk. And while we were there having our snacks, an unmarked police vehicle rolls up and I get arrested. If you want to hear the rest of that story, you let me know in the chat.
Not yet.
Yo, can you hear me? All right, where are you?
What on earth? We're a bunch of jailbirds here. A bunch of jailbirds. You have Intergalactic Wrangler, long time ago in my youth. And then you have JF saying, I remember going to Central Booking in downtown Brooklyn on a Thursday afternoon and spent the whole weekend in jail just to be sent to Rikers Island on Monday. Dude, we're all a bunch of gardening. Have you been to jail? Like, I'm wondering what's going on. Most of us are like, oh, you've been to jail. Well, I've been to jail too. Okay, and here's what happened. Gardening says, no way, not you. Was it because you got high? Because you got oh my goodness. Oh, look, I grew up gardening. I was at a church event at a stadium. And this was around 8:30 p.m. at night. Okay, and I stepped out to get a snack with my sister and our friend. Okay, and I got arrested. And they threw me in jail. Like, if I tell, it was a weird story. It was a weird story, and it was a trippy story, okay? It's a glad I said we're all going to get deported. We're a bunch of criminals. Okay, this is the live stream just went sideways. Really? Okay, let's keep listening.
Tell him to have his driver's license and everything ready. ID.
You don't got your ID?
What is ID?
Put someone, just have Dave or whoever has your ID. You do?
Oh yeah, we're blessed to laugh at it. Like, it wasn't funny. Goodness.
100.
Sorry, no, yeah, the cash is cool. You guys got that.
No, look, 300.
No, he has to confirm.
3, 4, 5.
Else he'll say they stole.
7. You saw that, right?
Yeah, 6, 7.
All going in here.
Wait, no.
One
I thought we were giving it to him.
Yeah. Oh, you are.
We gotta like keep it nice and neat, you know?
Okay, so 1 here. All right.
No. Can I just give it to him hand? You know?
We have to do this first.
All right, y'all.
Okay, 2. All right.
All right.
3 right here. 4. Okay.
Thank you.
And the necklace.
Can we get a separate bag first so we don't scratch it up, you know? You don't got a separate bag?
The watch.
No. Because it's going to scratch it up. You can't scratch it.
We got you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys.
Yourself, right? Can you,
what you did at birth?
Here's the problem, right?
He's recording.
We made an exception for you to make a phone call.
And he's there recording.
Yes.
And I told you not to record, but you're recording.
I don't know.
Look at this dude.
All he's going with you is the UK. We're not giving this to anybody else.
I can just delete the video.
No, take your shoes off. Take your shoes off.
This guy is just crazy.
You guys recording too?
Take your shoes off.
So he was told not to record, and he went ahead and recorded, just like he was told to step off the street because he was endangering himself and other people who were driving their cars down the street, and he refused. Gosh.
Stop, y'all. Hey, call us out 10-7. Somebody picking this up is going to the UK.
Oh, guys, we're going to have a conversation about going to jail and not going to church and watching TV. We're going to have a conversation.
Really, bro? You guys really gotta make that, dude? Like,
Finish the fuck again, man. Come on. Put your hands right here.
If you're watching and you're wondering, hey, what's going on? Okay, now I'm live streaming on my 2 YouTube channels, the main channel and the live stream channel, and I'm live streaming on Twitch, Kick, and on Rumble. Okay. Now, whenever a chat comes in on one of these platforms, it posts it to the other platforms. Okay, so I'm sure that all of you are seeing the conversations and you're following. Now, if you're enjoying the show, please consider liking the video. Just hit the like button. That's all I'm asking. Just hit the like button. Okay. If I have 100% of people who watch this video, just click the like button. It helps out a whole lot. YouTube, if I get 100 out of 100% of people liking the video, it encourages YouTube to share the video with everyone else. Okay. Now, if you're feeling generous and you like the fact that we get to talk about going to jail, okay, and other things, consider subscribing and hitting the bell icon. We live stream every day, Sundays to Fridays at 9 p.m. Eastern, and I would love to have you guys jump in the chat because now you're not required to tell us that you went to jail. You're not required to tell us all of your deep, dark secrets, but you should be able to get in on the fun and, laugh at or laugh with us while we're discussing these things, or you give us your thoughts on some of the stories that we're covering. Okay, so I just wanted to put that out there because I keep forgetting to talk to you guys about liking, sharing, and subscribing and chatting. So please consider doing that. We're going to talk about all the naughty stuff we've done at the end of this video.
Take some steps back. What are your stance? How do you stand? More. All right. Hey, it's going to TGK. Everything's going to TGK.
Ending mileage 15031.5.
So, is he going to get a cavity search? This guy.
It's all right. Everything's going to TGK.
Yeah, he gonna sit though.
Oh yeah, okay, cool. Even better, yeah. Hey, get in there. Trying to be funny.
Bro, he's trying to be funny now.
Okay, come.
He was.
Silly, huh?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I was trying
I was trying to help him out, so he was gonna go straight over.
We actually been very nice. Making a section for him. Trying to be funny.
I'm trying to be very nice with you. You wasn't even gonna wait. But now, since you want to do all this, now we're gonna do this. So now you're gonna wait to at least
6 o'clock. Whoa.
Yes, you did.
I explained that.
He explained it multiple times, man.
Oh. Thank you, Gardening, for reminding me. Yes, there will be a members only live tomorrow at 12 noon. Sorry, I don't know why I forgot. We're going to have a members only live tomorrow. And we're going to just talk for a bit. And then we're going to have, we're going to watch some, you know, body cam videos and just chat, okay, for about an hour or so. So if you can jump in, I'm going to be giving you the updates on my personal journey, and we can have a conversation and just hang out and have fun. So noon Eastern tomorrow. So many of you will be on your lunch break. A few of you is before your lunch break, okay? So please consider, joining us for the members only live, okay? I hope everyone who's chatting is a member. I would really love to have you guys in that private members only thing. The reason why I started the members only weekly lives was because I was meant to go back to Nigeria because I had paperwork issues with my immigration status. And I think we are on track to making some corrections. There were things I couldn't say on the general live stream that I will only share with the members because it's a protected group, and only people who really care would become members and be in that group while we discuss. So we started doing that about 3 or 4 weeks back, and we've kept it on. I give a weekly update on where we are with my immigration journey. And I also, we also hang out and watch a few things and talk. So I would love to have you guys attend if you can. Okay. So let's keep watching. Thank you so much, Gardening, for reminding me. I totally spaced on it again. I'm sorry that I did, but thanks for reminding me, Gardening.
No.
No, we can't do that.
No, it's cool because everything is cool. Can you?
No, we can't. We can't.
You can't touch it.
For him to go on his phone and delete it. No. It's cool.
It's not there.
I know where you're coming from, but can you, man? I'm good. The resistance is one of them.
How is our resistance?
Possibly possession.
Possible possession.
Possession. Possession of substance. I caught it. Understand that? Yes.
Even after realizing the full impact of his actions, Jack's desperate attempt to apologize only becomes another display of his vanity.
Seriously?
My friend, I know I f***ed up, shouldn't have filmed. I get it.
You taking it with you to TGK, bro?
What does that mean?
He go with you. He goes to TGK with you.
But then when I leave, I just get it?
Yeah, they'll give it back. Yeah, of course, huh?
Alright.
Yeah.
I just thought it might be a process after.
No. They give it to you when you get released. Yeah.
No, when I was get out.
Huh?
No, when I was get out.
Hopefully tomorrow, man, but probably not in the morning anymore,
No, really? This sucks. I really have a...
Hey, I'll try to help you, man. Right.
Ultimately, Jack Doherty was charged with felony, possession of controlled substance without prescription,
Really?
misdemeanor, resisting without violence, possession of cannabis. He was later released on a $3,500 cash bond. But true to his nature, Jack continued milking the incident for content after his release, even uploading footage officers had accidentally recorded on his phone after not realizing the camera was still running. In a later interview with TMZ, Jack described the arrest as the worst day of his life, claiming he was stuck in a small cell for 5 hours before being moved to a larger holding room for another 10 hours. He even warned others to stay away from jail while still managing to put his entitlement on full display. It now seems like Jack is using the experience to create even more police-related content for his channel, continuing to profit off the incident, at least until another group of officers decides to draw the line and take him in again. Whether you're on patrol, on the couch, or in an interrogation room, wondering where it all went wrong.
All right, so that's it for this episode. Okay, so jailbirds. Okay, jailbirds. I didn't know that a bunch of us were jailbirds. Okay, I'm shocked. I'm like, okay, most of us like the same things. We like conservative positions on things. We like Trump. We like his policies. Okay, we like calling him out whenever he does something that we don't agree with. And then most of us went to jail. All right. Okay. I saw your message, gardening. Wow. I'll read it. Okay. So gardening says, my brother and sister. Okay. Hold on. So let's talk about the video we just watched. All right. So there's an outbreak of streamers who create edgy content, and they continue to go harder and harder and harder, and they keep trying to make or do more extreme stunts. Excuse me. And it's two things, and we already pointed it out. The first is the fact that the audience that they gather together keeps pushing them, or keeps encouraging them to push the envelope. It also happens in conservative circles. Okay, I was talking with my wife today about Candace Owens. She was asking me about some of the things she saw on her feed about the trial. Okay, the trial of Charlie's murderer. And she said she saw a few things that said that the person on trial wasn't the real person who killed Charlie, and so on. And then I just said, okay, I'll tell you who started the entire rumor, and it was Candace. And I explained that to her. And essentially, Candace Owens, after she left the Daily Wire, stumbled. I think she stumbled on the fact that her audience loved the whole conspiracy theory trip, where things that are like questionable, you go down that rabbit hole, and there's some value to that. Okay, there's some utility to that, where you're like, okay, question everything. But she went from question everything to everybody is lying to us. Even the people that we're supposed to trust are lying to us. Even the people that we trust are lying to us. Or even Trump is responsible for murdering Charlie Kirk. Oh no, it's the Jews. Oh no, it's the Turning Point is complicit. And she kept digging and digging and digging. And the more I saw what she was doing, the more I understood that her audience essentially was goading her on. Now, she might call it good business. She might call it riding the algorithm, but essentially, she's driving. She's being driven by the demands of her audience to continue to push the envelope. Okay, and eventually, when she got to the Charlie Kirk situation, it was like an explosion. Like her live streams, she gets almost 1 million. I think she gets over 1 million views on her live streams. Okay, and essentially she's been talking about Charlie for months now. And whenever you see that happening, it's all about the algorithm. The algorithm continues to push people, and they continue to make these decisions, and eventually they get to the point where they start doing edgy things like this guy, one way or the other. So, yeah, so that essentially, so we're going to, okay, so let's see. Intergalactic says Bridget Macron is in. Yeah, I watched that series. I watched the Kamala Harris series while she was covering the lies about her upbringing and everything, her father and mother and so on. Like, if Candace stayed with those, with that corridor, okay, maybe she would have stayed respected, okay? But when she started digging into the Charlie Kirk situation, and it was almost like they were manufacturing stories, and Officer Tatum, Brandon Tatum, said he told her that she needed to back off because if she continued down that path, it could create a situation where the defense, the defense who were defending the shooter would actually, they would sue for a mistrial because of all of the information and things that Candace was putting out there. So she refused and said no one could stop her from talking unless it was, her husband or Erica Kirk. Erica Kirk shows up and says, "Stop talking," and she keeps going. So that essentially told me that Candace was, she had left the reservation, and I don't know if she actually believes what she's saying. I don't know, but I don't think it's healthy the way it's going. So I'm not one of those people that's going to, scream at her and call her evil or excuse me, or any of those things. I'm not going to speak too soon, but I don't like the way it looks. I don't like the smell. I don't like the way it looks. All right. So back to the chat. Gardening says, my brother and sister snuck out of the house and got a TV and was watching it in the barn. We didn't have TVs. Okay. And Intergalactic Wrangler approves. They found a little tiny TV near the trash container and they used that. Oh, goodness. Let's see. JM says, Officer Ozuna seems like he doesn't play games. He was like, okay, you're recording? Fine. All right. You're going to be here longer, okay? Intergalactic Wrangler says, who wears a picture of himself? Look, most influencers are narcissistic. Like they only think about themselves, how they look, how it makes them appear, how the narrative favors them or doesn't favor them. They rarely think about how what they're doing affects or impacts other people. And they continue to push the envelope, We got mugshots. Oh, you have mugshots of you in jail. We don't do mugshots in Nigeria. All right. We don't do mugshots in Nigeria. The cell that they threw me in was smelly. It smelled of urine. It was dark. It was dim. And there were maybe about 8 to 10 other people who were in there before they threw me and another dude in there. Oh, it was scary. It was scary. And it was like, he like throwing fresh meat to a pack of rabid dogs. All right. JM says, I love Candace still because she helped many people wake up. Yeah, like I said, if she's stuck with the corridor of, okay, here's the investigation we're making and here's our discoveries, and she's kind of stuck to that, that's fine. But it's really hard to see. It's hard to see the value of what she's doing with the Charlie Kirk situation. If she's investigating a Bridget Macron and it's like you have 30 years of history and footage and news and reports and you're going down that rabbit hole and unveiling the things you're finding that are documented, it is amazing to do. I loved what she was doing with those reports. But when you now see what's going on with the Charlie Kirk situation, there's a lot of information that isn't clear yet. We don't know. And she's pushing down that path. It's hard. Okay. It's hard to see how helpful it is, okay, to anyone. Okay. It's hard to see that. I believe she has been compromised, possibly by foreign influences like Qatar. However, she does still have sometimes. Look, people like her, people like Tucker Carlson and Alex Jones. These are assets. These are people who know, like, they are good at what they do. They are great at, and if they apply themselves, and keep doing the things that they did that made us love them, they are amazing. But when they step out of the reservation and begin to do and say things that make no sense, it doesn't mean that you can't disagree. It doesn't mean that you can't say, hey, this doesn't pass the smell test, but oh well, let's keep watching it and let's keep documenting this. Maybe at the end we can piece things together and see what's happening. That's completely different from, it's almost like they're making things up. It almost feels that way. So it's hard to see, but we will see. Gardening says, are you going to add your pic to on your merch? No. I'm not going to add my picture to my merch. No, I'm not. Like, okay, speaking of merch, like you can see, like most of the merch that I have, I'm going to just open up the page. Should I do a bigger, okay, I'm just going to do, how shall I? Okay, let's just look at it. So when you look at most of the merch that I've designed, let me see. How do I look at this category? I need to look at the category. Okay. So when you look at the category that I have, I'm never going to put anything with my face on it. I'm not going to show my face. I'm not going to do any of that. All right. It's all going to be just the merch, just the, all right. So I'm not going to be that guy that puts his face out there. Like I don't like seeing my face on things. I don't. And if it were possible, I would actually do the live stream without showing my face. There was a period where last year where I live streamed without showing my face. But YouTube, all right, YouTube pushes videos where the person shows their face. Okay, it's all about trust. It's a trust factor, and in spite of myself being a very private person, I have to do this and show my face. And sometimes I think I do my best work when I'm not conscious that I'm in front of a camera. I feel that way sometimes. Like, okay, I'm in front of I'm not thinking about the camera. I'm not thinking about how I look. I'm not thinking about the janky hairline that I have. Okay, there was one time that I was live and somebody in the chat was mocking my hairline. I'm like, everyone has a hairline. What's up with this? Like so sometimes like you're talking about something I already know, so it doesn't matter. But it's like when I'm live, it's like, oh gosh, I can see that my hairline isn't, it's not flattering. So it's very distracting to do. So no, I'm not going to show my face put my face on any merch. All right. You get to see me on the videos and that's it. We get, JM says we get mug shots, 30 of us in a cell, stinky toilets, dry sandwiches, and spoiled MILF, cold floors. Jeez. Alex, okay, yeah. Like if you go to jail in a third world country, all right, what we just watched on YouTube. This here is a 5-star hotel. All right. This here is a 5-star hotel. Let me take a look at the dimensions of this cell. Okay. Now, I think the cell that they put us in may have been around this size or slightly bigger, but there were about 15 people in here. All right. There were about 15 people in the cell. And it was dark. It wasn't well lit. It was dark. It was smelly. Okay. Jeez. How did I get out of that scrape? Do you want to hear that story? It's a weird story. Do you want to hear that story? Maybe I'll talk to you. Anyway, let me keep reading the chat because nobody wants to know. No one wants to hear my janky story. JM says, Alex Jones helped me wake up 20 years ago. Look, all of these people who have changed their tune, the Alex Joneses, the Tucker Carlsons, Candace Owens, they played a part in helping us wake up and to see things differently, and in many cases articulate the concerns that we were harboring in our hearts without knowing how to articulate them. And they did their job. They believe or they chose to go a different path. If they are driving off a cliff, we are not obligated to drive off a cliff along with them. And while you guys are following me, if you see me driving off a cliff, you are not obligated to drive off the cliff along with me. You're not. So that's why everyone has to be very careful with what they believe and the values that they're trying to push. Okay, it's very important that we all keep ourselves in check, and that's why I like to talk with the chat. Okay, and I talk with everybody. You guys have seen me do it. I talk with everybody, whether you agree with me or whether you're pushing back. I talk with everybody because it's when someone questions your beliefs, it's a healthy thing to engage in a good faith conversation where someone questions your belief on something. And it forces you to think about your beliefs. It forces you to find out whether the articulation of your belief makes sense. And it forces you to go deep and find out whether you really believe in this thing and whether this thing you believe is good and helpful. All right. So I don't like bubbles. I don't like echo chambers. Echo chambers make you feel safe. It makes you lazy. You don't question anything. Anyone that comes in gets attacked in the chat. No, we don't do that here. Okay, we have conversations. If we agree, amazing. But we like to interrogate each other to make sure that what we believe is actually a good thing. Okay, like this evening alone, we're laughing at Trump. Okay, we're laughing at him, and we're like, look at this guy. What is he saying? Okay, we laughed at him. All right, we're not an echo chamber where it's like everything he says, okay, is handed down to him from God above. We don't believe that. If he says something that doesn't make sense, we're like, that doesn't make sense. But everyone knows that he's that way. Okay, we know that if Trump turned around and decided to be socialist, that's it. Okay, that's it. So, so we have to keep pushing back. Okay, we have to keep pushing back. All right, so how was tonight's live stream, guys? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comment section. We did have some fun. And I found out more about a couple of you guys in the chat, okay? And you guys found out a bit more about me, okay? We all went to jail at one time, okay? So we're all jailbirds. And it's funny that the more we spend time together and talk about the news and look at these stories that we follow and the body cam videos, Godling says she's been hanging out with all these criminals in the chat. Yeah, I am the jailbird in chief. It was funny and fun. Look, guys, I love the fact that we got to laugh. I love the fact that we got to know more about ourselves, to know more about each other. Okay. If I had a mugshot, I would show it. But we don't do mugshots in Nigeria. We don't. There are people in Nigerian prisons who have been wrongfully jailed. Like it was a miracle how I got out of that situation because they put me in a vehicle, took me to jail. I didn't have a cell phone. They put me in jail. My sister didn't know where they took me. She literally had to run back into the church to find people who could basically hunt down the station where I was taken to. And then they found me and they were trying to explain to them that, hey, I was at a Christian event. I'm not a criminal. They said that they saw me with my arm around the waist of two girls. And I'm like, That's my sister. How would I have my arm around the waist of my sister? They wanted me to be in jail and they wanted us to bribe them to get me out. So the full story, look, you guys are going to have to squeeze the full story of how I got out of that situation. This happened, when was it? I think it was back in, was it 2002? All right. So it's been a while. All right. That was almost, 24 years ago? Wow. So it's crazy thinking back. And I was arrested a second time. Okay, so this is going to be unfair. This is going to be unfair, but I'm going to do it, okay? And there's just a handful of you guys here in the chat, okay? I'm going to leave this to the members only live stream tomorrow to talk about the second time I was arrested. Let's talk about that. And then also say how I got out of both. It's exhausting just remembering those horrific situations, but it's interesting. Yeah, JM says to Guarding, we are certified. We are. All right, guys, we've overstayed our welcome. The lurkers are dropping off, and we all need to go to bed. It's going to be a great day tomorrow. Intergalactic Rally says, I've already said too much. Look, this is almost becoming like a jailbirds convention now. All the people who've never been to jail have left the chat. They've all gone to bed. Okay, it's way past their bedtime. And then, we're exchanging notes. Okay, did you get a mugshot? No, I didn't get. What, did you have a pot to piss in when you were in jail? I didn't. There was a bucket or something. Okay, what was the name of the person who put you in jail? Did you get handcuffs? Did you get handcuffs? So maybe we do that tomorrow, maybe. Okay, guys. All right, guys. Thank you so much. This was fun. We'll be back again tomorrow at noon Eastern for the members only live stream. I do hope you guys can make it because we love hanging out. But then again, after that, we'll be back again for the main event at 9 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. So, all right, guys. It's been a blast. Thank you all so much. And I'm going to go around the horn. Gardening, thank you for your service. Thank you for all the great work you do in the chat and keeping me honest and reminding me of stuff that I keep forgetting to do. Intergalactic Wrangler, I understand why you changed back to Intergalactic Wrangler. I kind of, the intergalactic Trump was growing on me, but I know that it's awkward when you get into some live stream chats. It is, and you're like a magnet for TDS trolls. But thank you for being in the chat. And JM21999, thank you so much. You bring so much. Look, you already, like, you just being in the chat and talking and everything has been amazing. Now knowing that we all went to jail together. Okay, Gardening is the only good girl among the group right now. The rest of us have all been to jail. So it's so refreshing to know that that is a kindred spirit. Okay, so much that we all went to jail. Okay, so thank you so much for hanging out, and to the lurkers. All right, the lurkers, thank you for hanging out. You make the show work with lending us your eyeballs, and I know that one day you're going to pick up the courage to let us know your thoughts on the stories we covered. All right, until tomorrow, thanks for hanging out, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.